All right, g'day, hi, and welcome. We dangerously navigate this here. Very slippy. A storm is coming. Listen to the birds. When you get the blue jays really shouting like that, got no Barry today. I guess he's inside. Supposed to get freezing rain tonight. It just got milder now. Just got back a little late in the day. Well, it's about 12:30 right now, so it's not super late in the day, but I just got back from the hospital with my pa doing the checkups, so all's good, just that way. But today is an interesting day, because today is, I'm anticipating fur today, because last night was the peak of the 12/12 on 12/12 full moon. So at 12:12 a.m. on the 12th of the 12th day of the 12th month, we had the full moon. I don't know what kind of significance that will have astronomically, but that was last night with 12/12 and the full moon, the last full moon of the decade. But today is also another interesting day, because today is not the last Friday of the decade, but it is the last Friday, the 13th of the decade. Yeah, let that sink in. So I'm not anticipating running into big guys in overalls running around the bush with a machete and a goalie mask, which I understand a goalie mask because it is wintertime. But what kind of maniac runs around with a freaking machete? Only a lunatic would do something like that. Can't trust people with machetes. They're lunatics. Anyway, yeah, there we go. So the end of the crazy moon last night, we got the overcast just roll in. It's gotten, I think we're gonna get like in the pluses this weekend with freezing rain and stuff. So it'll be right around the zero. So I'm anticipating a very, very nasty weekend anyway, weather-wise. So more ice, more ice planet stuff, and hopefully more fur with my traps. I'm going to try to get some traps up today. I might have some time to do it, but the light does fade quickly, even though it's only 12:30. The light does fade quickly when you're working on this stuff. But a little update on my rabbit. After checking over my rabbit, he looked pretty good. He wasn't completely frozen, but his front end was completely frozen. So when I skinned him, i.e. ripped him apart, I should have showed you guys that. I don't know why I didn't, but it was so dark by the time I got home. And whatever, I kept his feet for, I'm gonna see if I can make a lucky rabbit's foot. And I thought, well, I can't harvest the whole, I'm not going to thaw him out and then freeze him again. So I'm like, well, he's partially froze. So I was able to get the hindquarters off him. There's not much to a rabbit anyway. So it's like, well, I'll get the rabbit. I just kept the two legs. The rest is going to go back as bait. Hopefully tomorrow. Whoa. It's like about the 5th time I nearly Scooby-Dooed there. What do we got running here? That's pretty new. That looks like a nice little fox track. A nice size fox too. So we're going to see if there's all kinds of madness on the roads like there was yesterday, with the bunny squatches and everything running around. Plus I caught a bunny squatch yesterday. And yeah, so I got that other trap up yesterday. I want to get up a couple of snares today if I can. At least if I can just get them in place. I don't have to fully set them. Just get the chains up. I got my chains in my pockets. Yeah, so that's the kind of day it's been so far on this Friday the 13th. You know, again, watch out for maniacs running around the bush, particularly campgrounds with cute college girls and whatever on summer camp. But they could do it in the winter. I don't think there's ever been a Friday the 13th in the winter, has there? Or was there? There was one with a ski hill, wasn't there? Wasn't there? I don't know. You tell me. But anyway, yeah, maniac running around the bush with a freaking machete. That's crazy. But anyway, I'm going to get back there. Hopefully I caught a beaver today. But that rabbit's going to come in very, very, very good probably for these foxes. The hare, it's not, you know, I was thinking about last night strategy wise. One of my strategies is tomahawk throw. No, no. Why did he do that? That's, I'm too close. Oh, that was a handle first. I did sharpen this up. I could back up a bit. See, you could tell it's Friday the 13th. That tree at the bottom was getting really... Okay, that was a hit. That should have stuck in. That was a good hit. That should have stuck in. I'm not letting this go. I'm not letting this go. Hang on. Well, I didn't really want to stick it in there anyway. I guess I got to sharpen my... Oh, I was chopping on things yesterday. That's why it's dull. I'm going to have to... While I'm walking on this extremely slippery ice. No, that should still be good. That's plenty sharp. Could be the guy throwing it. I wonder if that's the problem. Nah, it's got to be dull. It's got to be dull. Anyway, let me tell you about the bait. So, wild chicken tracks. The wild chicken turned into a freaking rabbit or something there. That's just freaky now. That's just freaky. Mouse. Or a weasel, whatever that was. Mole, all kinds of tracks. Okay, yeah, so you got your rabbit, okay? Say, okay, the fur's got no value. That rabbit has probably more value in that fur than what you could possibly imagine. However, yeah, chupacabra track, that's a weird squirrel track. It's not directly. That's a really small rabbit, I guess. A lot of rabbits this year. That's good. That'd be good for the lynx, good for the foxes, good for everything. But anyway, so you've got a rabbit. The pelt itself on the fur market is not worth anything, because one thing, if you're going to skin a rabbit, and last night when I kind of, like, say, skinned them or whatever, whether you try to skin them, the fur's going to all fall out halfway skinning them. Like, they're so delicate. Like, once they're dead, all the fur falls out. Like, not all of it, but it gets blotchy. Years ago when I was a kid, I skinned out a rabbit, tried to make just a pelt at him with the fur on it. I think the fur stayed on it for like a month, and then it was just like every time you'd pick it up, like half the fur would fall off. Very delicate little animal. But here's the kicker, is that fur is bait. It's lure. You could, you know, take some of the hide, put it in a tree, get that visual acuity to get the animals towards your traps. Then of course you can use the guts and the rest of it as bait. And the fact that, God curse you, wild chicken, that's a new wild chicken track. So he was even dragging his feet. You can see where his claws were hitting. I don't know. Chupacabra? Stupid wild chicken. Why are they walking all over the place? I don't understand. I don't understand. Unless I got quail back here. I've only seen like 2 quails in my life in the wild, and they're both back here. And then I saw a pheasant once around the corner. I even had a rifle with me, and I was so shocked to see a pheasant that I didn't know what to do. I just stared at it and all going, it's a freaking pheasant, and then he flew away. Then I found out later it was a guy with a farm just over there. It got away. This was years ago, but I was just like, Dad, I saw a pheasant. I saw a pheasant. There's no pheasants around here. I said, no, I saw one. He's like, what are you smoking? You're not on drugs, are you? I'm like, no, it was a pheasant. And then found out about a week later it was an escapee. Sometimes you get the odd escapee elk around here too, from elk farms. This is a story you're gonna like. There's a guy about maybe 20 miles that way, and about 45k, whatever. The heck's going on here? It's the mouse races. There you go. Or chipmunk race, one or the other. He had an elk farm. He got divorced. I guess he cheated on his wife or whatever. She let all the elk go. Now, you'd think, okay, you'd be mad about that. But as a guy like me, I'm like, that's the nicest thing a woman could have ever done to somebody, because if they take to the wild, I could be hunting not only moose, elk, deer. The only thing missing would be caribou. That'd be it. I mean, I go way north here. I don't know if we can still legally hunt caribou anymore. I think it's just lotteries, but still, A lot of people don't try for the lottery because like, oh, I'll never get it, never get it. But a friend of mine, they won the lottery like 4 times because just nobody put in. You know what I mean? But I'd love to. But if I get a caribou, I have to take it with a bow. Up north though, you're not legally allowed to use a crossbow unless you're native. Because back in 1933, when they put in the treaty, they didn't crossbow. Nobody was using crossbows back then, right? It was a bygone era from the medieval age. It's only, I think, in the 80s and 90s that crossbows kind of got resurrected. And it's only really in the late 90s and early 2000s where crossbows would hold together long enough to be reliable. Because they'll break themselves, right? You know, like... that's why people didn't use them. But now, like crossbows, I mean, you got some of them shooting 500 feet a second. You might as well call that a rifle. But anyway, yeah, so there's that. But yeah, so that rabbit's going to turn into bait. I just thought I'd blog a bit. I'm going to get up ahead. I don't know how much memory I got left on this. That's a big bunny squatch. It's a huge bunny squatch. I wonder if my otter actually went into one of my traps last night. Did you see it? Because yesterday's track was very... That's the big one. That was the second track. I know it. I recognized it. So it's like I'd caught that smaller male, that real old male otter, and then which is giving me a new name up here. Get off my road, man. Come at me, bro. See? You're lucky I'm not a big maniac on Friday the 13th in a goalie mask and a Sasquatch machete. Yeah, just keep that in mind, Mr. Squirrel. You keep that in mind. And yeah, I killed one of his buddies yesterday accidentally. Didn't want to get him, but... So yeah, it looks like the animals are still in a bit of a